The sun can be a harsh thing. It's bright, it's hot, and although it does help sustain life, it can also make us very uncomfortable. Today, modern window tinting and air conditioning help us fight back. But a few decades ago, we had a different solution. Louvers. Louvers go all the way back to the medieval times. Vertical louvers were placed on windows to allow for ventilation while maintaining privacy and safety from the rain. It's still common to see louvers on industrial buildings, often on the other side of a fan. But when did they make their way into car manufacturing? The decade of muscle, of course. The 1960s were dominated by the birth of the muscle car. Big, loud, fiery V8s were all the rage. With this came the style of fastbacks, cars with sloping rear ends that looked fast even when they were parked outside the drugstore. Part of this design was a long, sloping rear window, often at extreme angles. This meant that they collected heat like a greenhouse. The solution was louvers. By attaching several slats at varying spots over the glass, louvers helped keep the sun overhead out while maintaining rear visibility. From inside the car, louvers just look like a couple of black lines, much like modern defroster lines. This trend took off, being offered from Mazdas to Lambos. Some cars even had them on the side windows. This had less of an effect against the heat, but continued the cool, blocky look. They were sometimes installed at the factory, as well as there were plenty of aftermarket shops that would install them for you. This trend lasted up through the 1980s, but why did they stop? My two theories are as follows. My first theory is car design changed. At the end of the 1980s, car design was moving towards the round and bubbly era. Giant, jagged lines no longer flowed well with the new aerodynamic cars. Not to mention, large rear windows seemed to be less popular, so those giant greenhouse windows of the 60s became less fashionable. Reason number two, and my own opinion, is the adaptation of modern window tinting. Although it's been around since World War II, window tint didn't really find its place in mass production cars until the 1990s. Tints were effective at blocking out the sun, and they didn't change how the car looked. Almost all cars today come with some kind of tint from the factory, especially SUVs, so louvers no longer had a practical purpose. You can still buy them. A lot of aftermarket louver makers support modern muscle cars, but beauty of them is in the eye of the beholder. And the 3M tape dispenser. Did you ever own a car with louvers? Did you have a vehicle with the iconic large slanting rear window? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video essay about louvers. It doesn't have the craziest or muddiest history, but it's something that you don't really see anymore. If you have ideas for other video essays you'd like to see, please leave it in the comment section down below. But until next time, stay cool, my friends.